Today, we're diving into the strategy of one of India's most successful fashion retailers, Westside. In a market that is just incredibly competitive, how has this Tata-owned brand managed to not just survive, but actually thrive? Well, what's their secret? Let's crack the code together. Okay, so first things first, let's set the stage. By 2030, India's entire retail market is projected to hit an unbelievable $2 trillion. I mean, that's not just a big number, it's a battleground, and Westside is playing to win. So in this massive market, what's Westside's secret weapon? It's this number right here, 97%. Think about that for a second. Almost everything you see in a Westside store is made by Westside. That's their superpower. It gives them complete control over everything, from the very first sketch to the final stitch on the garment. And that's the real key to their speed and their agility. Right, so this level of control, it's the foundation of their entire strategy. Since way back in 1998, they've been fine-tuning a playbook that just perfectly blends that international cool factor with a very Indian soul. So how does this formula actually work? Let's open it up. At the very heart of their strategy is a classic marketing framework, the 7 Ps. Now, don't worry, this isn't going to be some boring business school lecture. Just think of these as the 7 key ingredients in Westside's recipe for success. And while the ingredients might seem standard, it's the way Westside mixes them that creates all the magic. And here is where you really see that recipe in action. Just look at the process row. New styles hitting the shelves in under a week. That is insane speed. This is what they call their fast and fabulous model, and it's all powered by those 26+ in-house labels we see under product. This combination lets them keep things fresh and exciting, which is exactly why customers will literally flock to their stores every Friday just to see what's new. And the best part? It's incredibly profitable. You can see it right there in those healthy margins. And if you really want to know who they're talking to, well, this chart says it all. A whopping 65% of their apparel is for women. Now, this is no accident. It's a very calculated move to own the most powerful segment of the fashion market. See, they're not trying to be everything to everyone. They know exactly who they're here for. And that brings us to the most important person in the room, the Westside customer. Because look, you can have the best clothes in the world, but if you don't know who you're selling them to, you've already lost the game. And Westside? Oh, they know their customer inside and out. So let's meet the Westside woman. She's probably in her late 20s to early 40s, living in a bustling Indian city. But it's not just about her age or location. It's about her mindset. She's aspirational, she's stylish, and she actually cares about where her clothes come from. For her, it's not just buying a dress, it's buying a piece of her identity. And to really understand Westside's sweet spot, just look at its sibling brand, Zudio. Zudio is all about getting the latest trends for less. It's fast, it's fun, it's super affordable. Westside, on the other hand, is all about what you could call premium affordability. It's that perfect mix of quality, style, and just a touch of aspiration, all without that luxury price tag. Okay, but here's where Westside's strategy gets really, really interesting and very modern. They figured out that in today's world, you can't just shout at people through advertisements anymore. You have to build a conversation, a real connection, a community. And you can see this evolution so clearly on this timeline. Before 2020, it was all about the big name celebrities. But then something shifted. They started talking about real issues, with campaigns that celebrated all kinds of body types and styles. And now, they've gone all in on building a digital community from the ground up. And believe me, they are putting their money where their mouth is. A massive 60% of their marketing budget is now going to digital and real-world events. That's a huge shift, and it tells you everything you need to know about their priorities. They're investing in experiences and connections, not just buying ad space. And it all comes together in their beautiful slogan, style for every story. This is so much more than just clever marketing. It's a promise. It's Westside telling every single one of their customers, we see you, we celebrate you, and we're here to help you tell your story your way. It's a really powerful shift from just selling clothes to actually empowering people. But does all this community building stuff actually sell clothes? Well, the proof is right here in the numbers. Their e-commerce sales grew by a staggering 150% year over year. No, that's not a typo, 150%. It's just undeniable proof that when you build a community, the business will follow. So Westside has clearly figured out a winning formula for today's market.
But the retail world, it never, ever stands still. So what's next for this Indian powerhouse? And what challenges are they going to have to overcome to stay on top? Yeah, they're definitely not resting on their laurels. Their growth plan is nothing short of audacious. We're talking 30 new stores every single year, a huge push into the booming beauty market, and a relentless drive for 25% annual growth. They're not just playing to win anymore. They're playing to dominate.
But, the road ahead is full of obstacles. Can they keep growing without stepping on the toes of their own sister brand, Zudio? Can they keep their prices attractive while inflation is biting everyone? And can they really fend off the global fast fashion giants who are all hungry for a piece of the Indian market? These are the big questions.
When you really zoom out and look at the big picture, Westside's success comes down to one really powerful idea. They've stopped being just a store that sells clothes and have become a brand that enables a lifestyle. They're not selling fashion. They're selling confidence, community, and a way for people to express exactly who they are. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future of retail, doesn't it? In an age of these huge global giants and cookie-cutter trends, is the real secret to success actually hiding in plain sight? Is it about being more local, more connected, more human? Westside's incredible journey seems to suggest that the answer is a resounding yes. What do you think? Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.